What I tell you? What I tell you, eh? What I tell yo, this I can't even. What's up, y'all? It's your boy AI, the animated intellectual, and I think this is probably the best episode of the Owl House that we've gotten. Like, no BS. Let's just start getting right into it. So we see that Luz and Hunter are inside the Emperor's mind. Hunter heard whispers of some duplicitous and, you know, kind of betrayal against the Emperor. He goes to see some stuff in the night market. He sees someone who's definitely Rain, and the cloaked figures look like Darius and Everwolf. Have they been plotting with Rain the entire time? It was a brown-skinned person using abomination magic that was tall like Darius, and that was clearly Everwolf or someone from her clan, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. What? But then now, if they were working together, I could see that, because that is why Darius and Everwolf were the ones that went after Rain, because they knew, when I say they, I mean Darius and Everwolf, that they were going to hold it down for Rain, that they weren't really going to kill him. Oof. So, trapped inside the mind, they're looking around, they find the little kid BELOS, and they see the monster, which, oh gosh, they thought, but oof, my goodness. So, they're running around looking at the different memories. They see, you know, the facade of all this whatnot. Luz is trying to say, these are all lies, but Hunter, you know, he drank the Kool-Aid long time ago. But, I mean, it's not really his fault. No, these are the things that the Emperor did. So now, we see a timeline of events going through. The main through plot of the story is the timeline of events going through Emperor BELOS' mind, and outside, it's Luz and Ida. No, excuse me, outside it's Ida and King trying to get Luz out of the mind of the Emperor. Somehow they can still communicate with the walkie-talkies. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. We see them use magic. Nothing's real. So, sounded like Hootie there for a second. I'm just going to hit the major points. So, we're seeing little dips and dabs of Emperor BELOS' history, right? We see him in the beginning talking to a town, saying that wild magic is bad for you. You need to save you from yourself, echoing a lot of the things that Hunter was saying about the Coven system. And it really reminds me of, for anyone who reads The God of High School, they did this with the Mount Agua monkeys, you know, Jin Mori's character and his people. It's that same thing where if you can convince people that they are fundamentally bad, right? That the power that they have within themselves is bad, or they're fundamentally bad, and it's you, some outside figure, who is now doing the job of saving you from yourself. I have to put reins on you because you're naturally bad. Throwing some theatrics, indoctrination, and all this whatnot. You can really convince people that they're bad and they need you to correct them. Whew, this show, something crazy. So we see the through line. Emperor BELOS started talking off of those people, saying that he can communicate with the Titan. Bruh, what are you talking about? We see the previous Golden Guard. They're making it, they put on a show, essentially. They put on a show saying that Emperor BELOS was being attacked by witches for preaching the gospel of wild magic. Which, again, it is Salem witch trials-y. You set the other up as the enemy, and it's classic. It's crazy. So now, after that, we then see that throughout all of this, they're still running from this evil thing that's coming to get them. We then see outside of that village or town being burned down, Emperor BELOS is talking to a certain group of witches that surrounded him, said, look, this is what wild magic does. Like, come with me, I will be your savior, and, you know, we're gonna get this thing popping. And they're just like, you know what, we believe you. They bought the demonstration, the facade that he put on. And so they take the sigil, the first sigils, excuse me, on their arms. And instead of just sealing their magic, like how the sigils do regularly in the modern era of the show, we see that they essentially have what looks like an allergic reaction, like what happened to Rain when they were captured by Everwolf and Darius. We see that, and the previous Golden Guard goes up to them and is just like, huh, they're still alive. And Emperor BELOS says, then we have work to do. Implying that, yeah, his goal is to hurt people. It's like, yo, he's trying to Omae wa mou shindeiru. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy because even after that, when they escape from that memory, we see Luz was saying, bruh, what are you talking about, bro? He's trying to hurt people. And Hunter's just like, maybe he's just doing what he needs to do to get people to believe in. It's just like, dude, what? Transitioning out of that, we got the subplot with King, Hootie, Ida. They're trying to figure out a way to get them out. Now, the people that made the mind transfer spell is a powerful spell, right? And Ida doesn't have magic, so she's just like, dang, this is going to be crazy. So they track her to the Owl House, and for some reason, they're not speaking. They're writing down in code, but then it's just like, why are you not speaking? Maybe it's something that voices can be tracked through the medallions as coven heads, or it's just better. I don't know. Who knows? Or maybe they just don't want to pay the voice actors. I get it. You circumvent it. But now, they're just like, okay, let's do the thing. And King, Ida, Hootie, they're trying to figure out all the ways, they got magic books, this, that, and the third, to try and get the spell. But now, we transition back. And this is the best part of the episode. Fam, we see a specific memory, right, with the Golden Guard, with the Emperor. And we see for the first time the Collector. The Collector is just like Truth from Full Metal Alchemist. An enigmatic being that seems to be all-powerful, who is smiley and condescending and is jovial to the point where they look like they're gonna hurt you, but they'll do it with a smile. I told you. What? Like, come on. I am the animated intellectual. The Collector is Truth. Owl House is Full Metal Alchemist. Heavily inspired in every way. And Truth was speaking really cryptic. Really cryptic. Saying the Truth speaks in riddles, was saying something along the lines of, from you who traveled so far, Emperor BELOS, to me who's trapped beneath these bones, the Collector, and we see them doing the thing, right? Saying that we'll play together forever, having something to do with the Day of Unity as, da-da-da, this, that, and the third. And then we see, like, whatever. It's crazy. And Truth, the Collector, wants to play. So, then the Collector's saying, I want something along in those riddles. Revenge. I want my revenge. Beguiled. Something against. And then it stops and it says, rhyming unity is hard. So, here's my headcanon, right? I can't believe I actually used that for the first time. That phrase. The Collector is some being that fought against the Titan or against wild witches. It was some all-powerful being that fought against the Titan, right? I'm getting there. I'm working on it. Collector fought against the Titan or fought against someone who worked, I don't know. And then as punishment with the witches out of something, they trapped the essence of the Collector in the bones of the Titan, in the body of the Titan. So the Collector is trapped inside the bones of the Titan. It was betrayed. It wants its revenge on the people that did it. Or maybe even the Collector. Oh my God. Maybe the Collector is the Titan. The Collector is the subconscious mind of the Titan. After it was killed, its mind, its essence was trapped inside the bones. And maybe it was killed by some force, some witches, this, that, and the third. And it's trying to get its body back. I don't know, man. So many more questions than answers. But it was crazy. So now after, go back to the main episode, we see that Rain and them, and this was so cute. They sent the ingredients and whatnot to get the mind transfer potion. They gave it to Ida, well, through Hootie, so, from a message from a secret admirer, and they hid it all in a bouquet of flowers, which is not just to convince Hootie, to trick Hootie, but also because that's how Rain really does feel about Ida. That's beautiful. Oh, man. That is so gorgeous. We see everything disguised, so they get what they need for the potion, and then They need a power source, a big power source. So unfortunately, they use the last of the Titan's blood on the Amity's glove to jumpstart the spell, which it is what it is. So now, transitioning back, this is just cascading effects of theory confirmations that people have had after Luz and Hunter leave this memory, right? They find out that the little kid that they've been following was actually Emperor Belos the entire time, and he's been using them, finessing them. And the monster is actually the souls of the Palistroms from over the centuries that Emperor Belos has been eating, trying to warn them. Yo. Outside of, like, Young Justice or something, I've never seen, like, a cartoon that's, like, drawn like this, you know, real kid-like. You know, Young Justice has that adult kind of looking animation, more akin to anime in that sense. I've never seen, like, kids' cartoons be dark like this, you know? Just the shading, one in and of itself, and then the angles. But now, I'm thinking about it because, and I'll mention this in another video also, that I've been away from the cartoon landscape for a while. I'll admit that. There was a time where I was in high school, I was watching Adventure Time, I was watching regular show, I was watching Young Justice, and I was watching my anime. So, somewhat. But then, even besides those, there was a time where I really just wasn't watching cartoons like that. From like 2014, 2015 until like, 2014 until like 2018, 2019 is when I really started watching cartoons again. And so I missed out on a whole bunch of cartoons that had this dark motif, that had this dark archetype. I didn't watch Over the Garden Wall. I've seen clips of it. It's on my list of things to watch. And wow! I didn't watch Gravity Falls, but I've seen clips of it. And wow! I just finished up Star vs. the Forces of Evil. And wow! So I am shocked. I am blown away. I am so happy to be a cartoon fan these days. We had some hiccups along the way, but we're back. We're back in a golden age of cartoons, headed by, in my opinion, the Owl House. The Owl House is probably the best cartoon at this. It's the Owl House, and then tied up there is Craig of the Creek, right? It's ridiculous. So, cascading effects of confirmations. Hunter is a Grimwalker. And man, shout out to the round table, bro. Shout out to everybody over there at the round table. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Like, y'all called that back when that first episode with the, I think it was the second episode of the second season. Well, it was fantastic. Y'all really did that. Go, and I'll say it at the end. But yeah, Hunter is a Grimwalker. The Emperor said that he looks like a better version of an old friend. And he makes several of them throughout the years. Even the Collector said it. The Collector said, you look at you have fun making those things. You dispose of them like nothing, like no one's business. So Hunter, and then the Emperor said, he's like a Grimwalker. I gotta make another one. Which is ridiculous. So the Emperor tries to dispose of Hunter in the Mindscape. And he seems to be gone. Luz tries to get him out of the quicksand with her jacket, right? Then Luz is fighting Belos. Luz is asking, how can you do this? Like, what's up with you? And Emperor Belos said, something along the lines of da-da-da-da-da. Not too much when you're a witch hunter, right? And, yeah. And so Luz is like, how could we be so easily tricked? And then Emperor is just like, well, you're one to talk. Look at this. And again, we see it. Confirmed, baby. I told you. Emperor's Philip Wittebane. Come at me. I am AI, the animated intellectual. Buck with me. Alright? Buck with me. Emperor's Philip Wittebane. We still don't know what he's up to. But a battle ensues with Luz trying to fight the mind projection, the consciousness projection of Emperor Belos. In that, going back to the outside world, Ida, King, and Hootie, they've essentially jump-started and got everything ready for what they need to get Luz and Hunter out of the Emperor's mind. The only issue is that Luz doesn't have the walkie-talkie on her right now because she's fighting the Emperor's mind projection, and they're saying, hey, we're about to bring y'all back. Are you ready? So the fighting is happening, the fighting is happening. We look down a hallway, and this is even before the Emperor comes. We see a hallway just full of masks of the different golden guards and paintings above them, alluding that these are all the golden guards. These are what happened to them, the ways that they were disposed of. Ridiculous. So fight is ensuing. It seems that Emperor Belos got the drop on Luz, but then Hunter comes out of nowhere. Boom, plant glyph, throws up a wall and blocks him out of the way. So then, what is it? Luz takes a fire glyph, blasts through the plant glyphs. They run to the walkie-talkie, and then they activate the spell on the outside. Ida, Luz, and King. Ida, King, and Hootie, and they pull them back, and it's essentially just a reckoning. Like, yo, what did you see? Hunter runs away because he cannot believe that everything was a lie. His uncle, not even his uncle. He lied to him about every single thing. That even his existence is a lie. Your existence is a lie, Hunter. Oh my goodness. Just like Rick, nothing you do matters. Your existence is a lie. Oh man. So Hunter just runs off into the forest, and Ida says to Luz, what did you see? And we turn and we see Luz just her eyes watering. This was the best episode of the Owl House, without question. Close second is towards the end of the first season, where we see that Ida and Lilith are fighting one another, and it's revealed that Lilith was the one who cursed Ida. That episode, that animation was phenomenal. This was just, I can't even imagine. So, going forward, my original theory from TikTok is right. Hunter becomes an ally in more than one way, and I don't know, maybe no love triangle stuff, but it's definitely going to be something where he has to choose between, well, not even anymore. I thought he was going to have to choose between working with the Emperor and then working with losing them, but now he knows that he can't go back to the castle. He even said it himself, I can't go back to the castle. So now, yeah, the possibilities are endless. We got theory crafts coming up, and what is this Day of Unity, fam? The Emperor's working with the Collector, maybe to try to get the Collector's power. My last video, I'm going to have to change up what I think the theory is. I still think that the Emperor is trying to revive the Titan and claim the Titan's power for himself in the form of wild magic. But the Emperor also said that he'll do anything to save humanity from witches. So the Emperor's a witch hunter. He's from the Salem witch trials. He was the one holding witches underwater and ish. So does he think that the Boiling Isles is a threat to the human world? And so he became the ruler of it in order to, I don't even know. Dude, just go back to the human realm and stay there. What are you doing? But maybe because he's been indoctrinated, because he comes from the time where witches are evil and bad and this, that, and the third, that he feels like this is his divine mission or something to do, to rid the world of witches. But it seems like you're doing a lot, bro. You're doing a lot. I don't know, man. At this point, I don't even know what his true motives are. I'm gonna have to think of this. I have another video coming up later about what I think his new intentions might be, given everything that we saw in this episode. But yeah, shoot, I don't even know, bro. This is gonna be great. This is going to be one of the best episodes. If you want to see my full video explaining exactly why the Owl House is definitely based off of Full Metal Alchemist, watch it right here. And yeah, I'm AI the Animated Intellectual. Peace!